Wakker kleintjies. And that applies to you at home as well. We are getting our Wednesday off to a flying start this morning. My favorite part of any show that the boys feature in. It's time for Overdrive TV. And gentlemen, I'm guessing by your incredibly sporty shoes that we are introducing a sporty model today. What's with the Range Rover, guys?
Good morning, Graham, and good morning to everyone out in Espresso Land. Now, you might remember last year we had the very large Range Rover in studio, and we had no idea what to compare it to.
So we put you on a horse.
Yes.
Obviously.
Which went well.
Yes, it did indeed.
Now, though, we've got this. This is the Range Rover Sport, and it's basically like the big Range Rover that's just been left in the wash a bit long.
Yes, it has shrunk, but when we say shrunk, only ever so slightly. It is still a monstrosity of a car.
It's a hefty car, yeah.
And this is basically what Range Rovers, well, it's obviously the Range Rover Sport, so it's obviously designed a lot more for enthusiastic driving.
Exactly. Range Rover claims this is the best combination of sports car and 4x4 anywhere on Earth. And to show just what it can do, they set up this incredible stunt. Take a look at this. Coming to you. That was expensive,
yes,
but impressive.
Absolutely. And I mean, they also recreated that stunt here when you went on the launch locally. That was from the UK.
Yeah, that footage you watched there was from the UK, but happily Land Rover South Africa bought an old DC-10, cut holes in the thing, and we got to drive through it at OR Sunboard. It was amazing.
So you can tell your great-grandchildren that you drove a Range Rover through an aeroplane, which is usually only something you hear about in Bond movies, which ends in a ball of flames. Anyway.
Exactly. So let's chat about this though. Now, the big difference between this and the last model, which we loved,
which is absolutely amazing,
is that they are making this entirely out of aluminium.
So it's 420 kilograms lighter.
Exactly. That's half of the Stormer's Ford pack, actually.
Yes, and Ciro definitely had to look that up.
Yes, a little bit.
but as impressive as it looks outside, I mean, it really is still a Range Rover, and it looks incredible inside.
Yeah, we want to show you some of the features inside here. So follow us in, and let's have a look at the incredibly luxurious interior of the new Range Rover Sport.
Yes, now you don't have to get the leather in Colleen Rooney's handbag colour. It does come in a wide variety of options.
Exactly. Now, one of the features that I really want to show off in here is this dual screen up front. Whoop. There we go.
That wasn't meant to happen.
And we've started it for you as well. So now, this screen up front here, I think kill that, Gav, because no one's going to be able to hear us.
Right.
This screen up front shows a different view to passenger and driver. So I can watch a movie.
Yes, while I am driving, or pretending to drive.
There we go, and doing useful things like navigating.
Exactly,
and then
looking at the fuel consumption, which you will need to do.
And then obviously Gavin doesn't want to hear Django Unchained while I'm watching it. So I've been given these lovely pair of headphones.
Exactly. So while Ciro's watching a movie, I'm busy driving. That is absolutely incredible, all through the same screen.
I mean, it is beautiful in here, but also you probably want to go off-road in this thing, maybe.
Absolutely.
If that strikes your fancy. And you're probably going to want to drive through a small dam.
Well, I think the only time you'd want to is if Chelsea was flooding, but anyway.
Yes, you might have to drive through a flooding suburb of the UK.
Exactly.
So what it's got underneath here on the wing mirrors is sonar, which tells you when you're driving through water how deep the water is and if it's getting too deep for the car.
And I'm not sure if we're going to show it, but there's actually a cool graphic showing you the height of the water.
No, it's very, very cool indeed. I think though, Gav, in our long tradition of starting V8s on this show, let's do a proper one. I'll go to the back so I'll mic the exhaust for you.
Absolutely.
Here we go. Listen to this. Oh,
that is just absolutely
That is basically the engine that you get in the Jaguar F-Type, which we all know is an absolutely bonkers sports car.
That is the most giddying sound on earth. It is
that's fantastic. It really is. So now you don't need this big V8 petrol burner. You can also have a turbo diesel V6 with a lot less power and uses a lot less fuel
You can't show up at the football training ground with the V6 though. You would have to go with the V8.
No. If you're a school run car, get the V6 diesel. If you're Ronaldo, get the V8 petrol.
Absolutely.
It is brilliant. Now prices for this start at $824. That's the bottom of the range. And this particular one, the V8 HSE Dynamic, 1.263000 rands.
Yes, and you've driven this, Chi, and you said it doesn't actually accelerate. It actually physically leaps forward. So
we
should have actually put you on a Tiger this morning.
Yes. Why didn't we organise a Tiger?
We couldn't get one in time. But so, and now to put that in perspective, the VW Golf GTI does 0 to 106.5. The Porsche Boxster does it in 5.8, and this does it in
0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 5.3 seconds. In a car that can drive through 850 millimeters of water. Graham, it really is quite an incredible machine.
I must be honest, I'd rather have the Range Rover, the actual Range Rover.
Always gets his final.
Well, don't worry, boys. I've put in a few calls. We shall have your Tiger for you within the week. Gavin and Ciro, you can continue the chat with the boys who are absolute motorsport dorks, I've now realized, and they've turned me into one as well. You can pick up the conversation on @OverdriveTV on Twitter.